Hello guys, welcome back once again, and in this video we will discuss the React fundamentals. So many guys asked me the question that we should learn React Native or not because we are not familiar with React. So my answer is that definitely we can learn React Native if you are not from the React background. But the few concept of the React is very important for learning the React Native, because without learning these concepts React Native learning is very difficult. So it is true that React Native run on the React, and React is actually a open source library for building user interfaces with JavaScript. Here we are going to cover the core concept behind React. So actually these are the core concept of the React, and for React Native these concept is very important: the components, JSX, props and states. In this video, we will discuss the components, and in the next videos, we will discuss the JSX, props and states. And if you want to read more about these concepts, so this is the React official documentation, and here you can click on this link and here you can read more about the React. So actually React is based on the components. So here React app are made out of components, and component actually a piece of user interfaces that has its own logic and appearance. So component can be a small as a button or as large as an entire page. So React component are JavaScript function that return markup. So actually this is a component. So here my button is a component, and here my app is a another component, and we can import this component into the my app component. So we can use one component inside the another component. So here we are wrapping the component with the div, but here the concept is not the React. We are learning here the React Native, so we will talk about the React Native concept. So this is the your first component. See here, actually here is the same we used in the React. So suppose here cat is a component, and like this we export the component. So now we learn the component with the Visual Studio Code. So this is the project we have created in the React Native. So actually this is the app.tsx file, and if we talk about the component, so actually this is a component. So actually this is function, and in the React Native it is called a complete component. We can export the component like this. So first of all I run this app. So go inside the app. My app is inside the document. Yeah, so app is now running here. So for better understanding of the component, I am removing this extra codes. So we can use in the React Native safe view. So actually this is the component. This is also a component, but for the better understanding, for the easiest way I am typing here like this. So we can use here safe area view is like a view. We will later discuss the detailed video with the safe area view. So now I am using here view. So just I am typing view. So actually this is a component. We can display here any message. In the React Native, for display message we use the text. So text actually already imported here. If it is not inside the React Native, so we can add here. So if you are from the React background, so at the place of the view we use here div, and at the place of the text we use here p tag. But in the React Native we use here text. So we type here text, and we can display here any message. And just save it. So the message is showing here. welcome in coding Gyaan, but I have not added any CSS here, so we can add here style like this. So we type here style equal and curly braces, and here we type font size. So like this we can change the font, and here, and if you want to give the margin in left side, so you can type here margin left and give here suppose 15 and save here. Yeah, so inside the margin in the left side is added here. Like this you can add here top margin. Yeah, so now it will look like this. This is actually the style. Like in the React we use the CSS, so here we use the style. So we can use the style inside the text here, or you can use the style outside here. So suppose here is the style is given and you want to use this style. So for the style you need to import here style sheet. So style sheet is actually exist inside the React Native package, so you can directly import here style sheet. Suppose you can give here any name. Suppose I am removing this code and you want to give any style for the text, so you can use here any name. So you can give here any name text style, or you want to give any name other, and directly you can copy these styles and you can put here like this. And now you want to use this style inside here. So first of all you use these styles here. So we will remove inside curly braces and then type here styles and dot, and after dot you will see here text style will be show here. So you will click on this. So like this also you can use here your styles, so it will work in the same way. So the concept is there component. So actually this is the first component, so you can add here any another component. So suppose I am copy this component and given here another component and name here my component 1, and want to give here another message welcome in coding Gyaan 1. So you can give here any message, and suppose this is the another component and you want to use this component, so you can import this component directly here like this. In the angle bracket you will add here the name of the component. So now we will save this, but it will not work. What is the reason for this? So it's the reason is that closing tag is here my component 1. So this is the my component, and we cannot use the component like this. So the component always start with the capital letter, so we cannot use the first letter of the component as a small character. So we use here capital M and use here also capital M. So closing tag was miss, we will add it, and now we run this again, so this will work. So like this we can add here any number of component and we can nest it inside the another component. So suppose this is the component 2 and we can use here another message. So actually component is like a function, but the major difference between the component and the function is that inside the function we can use only the logic, but inside the component you can use logic as well as you can display the component as a UI. So inside the function you cannot display anything, so function we can only use as a logic building, but the component we can use logic building and for the display. So all the HTML tags and all the text and views we can only use inside the component, we cannot use it inside the function. So suppose this is a second component and we can also use like this. Now I save this, so this will also work like this. So like this we can use multiple components in the single class. So suppose if you want to any component from the another class, so for this what we'll do, so first of all, suppose we will add here another class. Suppose I am copying this class and taking here the name my component 3. So you can take here small letter also, but in the component you cannot take. So I am also taking here a capital letter, and I am removing this code here, and the name of this is the 3, my component 3. So you can take here any name of the file. So I am taking here my component 3, and we will export from this. So without export you cannot import this component inside the another component. So this is the component 3. So suppose we want to use this component, so for this we just import this like we are importing here a React. So we can just copy this and we can type here. So here we will just dot add, and here we will check our component is showing or not. So at the same level we are adding this file, so we just add one dot and we import this class my component 3, and here you can also take name my component 3, and you want to use this, so you can like this component you can add here 3. Now we can save this. Yeah, so the component 3 message will also show here like the component 1 and 2. So we can use multiple components inside the single class, and you can import the component from the another class. So actually components are independent on the each other, so we can import it inside the any file, and we can use it inside any file and any class. We can use a component as a functional component, and we can also use the component as a class component. So currently we are not using class component because React Native official documentation also provide the functional component. So currently we will use the functional component, but in the later videos we will also create the lecture on the class component, and we can use the component in any order. So this is not necessary that the first component is here, the second component is here. We can type it here like this, so we can use it any order. So we can use it here and we can save this, so it will also work. So 3 will be on the top, second, and like this. And we can use any component as a main component. Suppose we are importing here in the app from the app.tsx file, so you can import it as a my component 1, or you can also use the app component inside the my component 3. Suppose I want to use the app component inside the my component 3. So we already exporting the app component here, so we just import here like this, and you can type here yeah my component 3, and now I want to run this. So actually app component we are using inside the index.js file. So we can comment this line and we can just import here my component 3, and I am replacing here. So now I am just saving this code and it will work in the same way, but nothing is display here. Why? Because we are importing the my component inside this. So we just comment this code and just import app here, and yeah, so a error message is given here. So this is actually a app component and we are importing here. So Yeah, and we are exporting the component 3 from here, and inside the app we are using component 1, component 2, and we are using here, and app component we are exporting from here and we are using inside this. So we just run again. Yeah, so app is running again. So we can make any component as a main component, but the app.js actually we are importing inside the index.js file, and index.js file is the first file of the React Native. So React Native automatically importing here app.js file or app.tsx files. So the first file call inside the index.js is the app.tsx files. So we can also import here any other file and we can make it as a first file in the React Native project. So like this we can use the components in React Native. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.